I feel like people kind of turn a blind eye to the fact that we have good American quality soccer players. And, there's always the reason it's like, Weston plays at Juventus, never gets any credit. Serginho plays at Barcelona, then AC Milan, and it's like, oh no, he's Dutch. Well, he plays for America, so he's Like, don't try to give me all the excuses in the book to say, why Americans are not at the level that of other players. But it's all right. You're going to continue to have that for a long time, I think, but we'll continue to try to move the needle in the right way.
It's Rog, and my lord, have I been looking forward to this one. Welcoming back a young American who is soaring in the English Premier League, living out his dreams at Leeds United and showing the world that it should fear a fist, first clenched in Dutchess County. And it's a joy to welcome back from Leeds, up, Mr. Tyler Adams.
Hey up, Raj. How you doing, man?
Oh, Tyler, you have been in Leeds for 9 long weeks and you already sound like you were born there.
Yeah, I know this Yorkshire accent's really getting to me now,
You're going a bit Brad Friedel on us, but I need to hear,
huh?
how are you adapting to life in Leeds off the field?
It's been really, really good so far. I've been very fortunate. My girlfriend has now moved over. She had finished up with her job in Germany, and now we're settling here in Leeds. And it's been a really good transition, finding a house, having all the furniture move over, really starting to make it feel like home, and especially not living in a hotel anymore. It's been a good feeling.
Let's talk about how Leeds has been different on the field. And you said recently about the locker room that coming into it, you were completely, quote, surprised by how selfless every player was, completely different to any club you've been at. There's no egos on this team. There's no jealousy or envy of the guys who are playing. Can you explain your understanding of what exactly has made Leeds so singularly supportive, so non-hierarchical?
Starts from top down, right? Through the ownership, through the technical staff, through the physios, through everything. There's no entitlement to anybody here. Nobody's expecting anything. Everyone always is thankful for the whole staff every single day. We treat everyone with respect every single day we come in, whether it's the people that clean our changing room, whether it's the people that give us the treatment. Everyone is allowing us to do what we love. So we're very thankful for that. And I think that, yeah, it's like one big family here in Leeds. The people that have worked here, they haven't worked here for, 1, 2 months. It's people that have worked here for 20, 25 years. It's a cultural thing, and that takes time to build.
How's training? How does it compare to the Bundesliga and MLS before that?
Yeah, training is intense. I mean, obviously, training sessions under Jesse in general, they usually get, a little bit feisty. He loves that competitive nature, and that's something I love as well.
There's a video of you being totally taken out, hammered by Mateus Click.
Yeah, it's a good one. Nah, it was just one of those moments in training. It wasn't even bad. I can promise you that. There was nothing that happened before that. I mean, he was just a little bit, a little bit angry in training that day, and yeah, I mean, I got the brunt of it, but it wasn't bad at all.
The one thing about that video, other than the sheer horror of being taken out by one of your own teammates, you just pop right back up when it happens.
Honestly, if something had happened before that got me heated or got me mad, I would have reacted in a completely different way. But it literally came from nothing. It was nothing, and I just knew he was frustrated. So it was just one of those plays. But yeah, it's a typical Leeds tackle on a Tuesday. Sometimes you got to get the week started in the right way, but it didn't
Oh,
start off right for me.
the big one, the Chelsea game. Leeds United 3, Chelsea Football Club nil. How does it feel as I say that scoreline?
It was a good feeling early on in the season to get a win against, one of the top six teams. I think it showed that the club was moving in the right direction. The signings that we've made have shown the progress that we would have wanted to see, and people were starting to have an impact the way that they wanted to. But again, I have this mentality that if, the club wants to go in the direction we want to go in, then it has to be normal that we're trying to get results and getting results consistently against the best teams. So we want more of these results. When we play Arsenal, when we play Liverpool, when we play these teams, we have to go out there with the idea that we're going to get the result. It's not like we should or we can. It's we have to get a result.
And you seem to savour every opportunity early on, first 2, 3 minutes, to simply smash through the midfield like a coiled fist. Can you describe your mindset from the opening whistle? Because it seems like you are very keen to set the tone for the entire team.
Just in general in football, right? They say a lot of times that a game is determined through the midfield. If you win the midfield, you often have the potential to win games. And, dominating the midfield for me is an important task in the team. I want to be the guy that, like you said, sets the tone and is able to control the game through the midfield. And I feel like another step in my progression and development is set the tempo, set the tone, set everything through how I play. And I think that I have the ability to do that. So I just want to continue to try to keep doing that.
It was also magical to witness Brendan Aaronson charge at Chelsea with impudence, like a soccer Timothy Chalamet. I mean, the kid plays Premier League as if he's still just trotting around the youth academy fields in Philadelphia. And on 33 minutes, I've lived out Brendan's goal over 12,000 times at this point. The ball at Mendy's feet in that heat.
Yeah.
There's not many players that would have decided, yeah, you know what, I'm going to use up some of my energy to charge him down. But Port Roll Pele just swept in, and you were on the field. Tell us, Tyler, what did you witness? What did you experience?
Previously to his goal, Brendan had lost the ball that then continued him to run through. It's so crazy because I've obviously had the opportunity to play with Brendan at so many different levels now. We're such good friends now as well, and chemistry is just there. And I was on the complete same wavelength as him because as soon as he lost the ball and he started running at the goalkeeper, I said, he's getting something from this play because Brendan is so tenacious in the way he counter presses, and when he starts to pressure you, it's not very easy to dribble by him. Like, he's just very scrappy. He'll either foul you or he'll get a kick on you or something. And I was like, Mendy, I hope you don't take another touch right now for your own sake. And, he took another touch, and I was like, yeah, Brendan's got him. He's so quick around the ball like that. That's the exact play I wanted to be running at the goalkeeper in that situation. So I was super happy for him because that one finally counted as his goal. But yeah, he deserved it.
You can't take that bastard away from me, dubious goals,
No.
No-look finish. Who has the swag to do that in such an incredible minute of their life?
I looked back at it after, and I think it was my dad that texted me. He was like, did Brendan do a no-look finish? I had to ask him after, and he was like, yeah, I did. And I was like, you're ridiculous. Never do that again.
Incredible moment, really, for American men's football. A young star soaring, scoring, first time in our nation's history, under an American coach, Jesse Marsch, there on the sideline, just letting it all out, pumping his pelvis like a Wisconsin Elvis. Major League Soccer. What did you say to Brendan in that moment? Do you remember?
We all jumped on top of him in that moment, and I was just literally screaming in his ear, you deserve it. Like, you deserve it. Like, felt like a long time coming, especially after 2 Premier League games before that. And he had a couple of chances. He didn't get the one against Wolves, and, he's just been working hard on that.
He got the goal, but your game, 62 touches, 2 chances created, 5 ball recoveries, man of the match. And at the final whistle, a game in which you dominated, watching you walk around Ellen Road, shirt off, with an American flag on your shoulders. Can you describe the emotions you experienced in that minute?
Pure excitement, to be honest with you. Achieving my dream to have the opportunity to play in the Premier League, especially against those big teams. That's the reason that you want to come to such an amazing league. And I had happened to give my jersey away, and the kid threw a flag at me, and it was like, okay, I'm giving you my jersey, you're giving me an American flag. I'll take that trade any day. And had the American flag draped around me, was able to walk around the field. Sometimes you get a result and you're like, maybe we got a little bit lucky or anything like that. But on that day, it was just so deserved. We had played so well. The team, the 11 guys on the field, plus the subs that came in just made all the difference. And we were able to compete with one of the best teams in the world. So I was just proud of the team because it shows where we're going and what we want to be.
There's a now famous photograph, actually historic within the American soccer bubble, of you, Brendan Aaronson, post-game, standing on the field, talking, I think that football way of talking where you have your hand over your mouth, with Christian Pulisic of Chelsea. Take us inside that moment. What did you guys talk about?
Me and Christian go way back, and obviously now having Brendan in that, it's just a cool moment, man, to be able to play against majority of Premier League teams or even some of the big teams and be able to see Americans on the other side and be able to compete with them. It's just such a cool moment because we're all fighting for the same thing, right? We all want to be the best at whatever our maximum potential is and play for the best team that we possibly can. And yeah, we're just talking after the game, chatting it up. One guy's in the Chelsea number 10 jersey, one's in a Leeds United number 7 jersey, and yeah, I mean, I'm in number 12, but I'll take it.
But listening to that, there's an element of normality to you. It's another game. You've all played each other before. But even for you guys, there is something remarkable. Like, look at us here. We started off back in the under 14s, the under 15s, like dreaming big. There isn't even an element for you guys that, holy crap, look at us. Look at us.
For us, it is a normality because we understand that, we have the quality to do this. We know and we believe in ourselves to do that. But I'm not sure everyone is still on the same page as us, where it's like Americans can really do this. It's almost like you need to continually prove yourself, improve yourself, improve yourself again, and get that chip on your shoulder as an American. But I feel like people kind of turn a blind eye to the fact that we have good American quality soccer players. And, there's always the reason it's like, Weston plays at Juventus, never gets any credit. Serginho plays at Barcelona, then AC Milan, and it's like, oh no, he's Dutch. Well, he plays for America, so he's Like, don't try to give me all the excuses in the book to say, why Americans are not at the level that of other players. But it's all right. You're going to continue to have that for a long time, I think. But we'll continue to try to move the needle in the right way.
Does that allow you to play with a chip on your shoulder?
I play with a chip on my shoulder no matter what. That's just how I am, how I was raised. But yeah, a little bit, right? You think about it in a certain way, and you just want to continue to prove it. It's almost not even for our generation. It's like when we talk to each other, it's not even like for us, right? It's like we know how good we are. We need to continue to prove that. Great, but like for the kids that are coming through next, I hope they get the respect that they deserve because there will be better players than us at some point. If there's not already, it's just a matter of time. And I hope that they get the credit they deserve. They get the opportunities they deserve, especially in Europe.
That's fascinating because Brendan's immediate reaction in the interviews post game was, just to look at the British canvas and say, our goal is to show that Americans can play football too.
Yeah, it just goes to show people around the world that Americans can play football too. We're out there and we're playing well. We're playing for English Premier League team and getting goals and assists. So we're out there, we're doing well, and on the coaching side of things too. So I think it's only up and coming, and there's going to be more and more talent over the future and making this trip over the pond. But yeah, I mean, it's a great start, and it's only going to get better.
We've got to talk about your manager, Jesse Marsch. One of the many things that I admire about that gem, when you speak to him, it becomes very clear he does not give a crap what people think about him. The manager feuds, right. The gripple grapple, the cautions. What's it like playing football and looking over on the sideline and seeing your manager? All I can describe it is as Jesse Marsching on the sideline. What does it do for you mentally? Does it hep you up?
Yeah, definitely a little bit. He has a big motivational factor to the way he's able to talk to people and communicate with people, especially his pregame talks or his halftime talks. He has the ability to kind of just either dig into you, but also in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, his body language and how he acts, he's able to get on guys, right? But at the same time, hype them up right after to the point where it gives them confidence. And I think that's a really important trait to have, right? You don't want to obviously get down on players. You don't want them to be feeling like, why'd the coach get on me again? But he has the ability to say, what the hell were you doing in the final third? Why did you not pass it across? But great play before that where you won the ball back, like that kind of thing. And, being able to communicate in that kind of way is super important, especially for young players when they're trying to develop.
I've got to say, the trifecta of you from Wappingers Falls, New York, Brendan Aaronson, the Prince of Medford, New Jersey, and Jesse Marsch, the Racine Rockabilly from Wisconsin. Are you even aware of the groundswell of support here in the United States for Leeds United and just how much that is growing?
I've heard from, my grandmother texts me sometimes or sends me voice messages, and she's like, oh, where do I watch the Leeds game? Oh, never mind. It's all on USA now and this and that. So, my grandma gives me a lot of information about it, but to be completely honest with you, I don't check too much into or read too much into anything. I'm just do what I do kind of guy. Don't really, look at all the media hype. So
leave the media hype to me. There was an article in an English newspaper about how some US pundits are calling Leeds America's team instead of the Dallas Cowboys. Some pundits being me, which is a very generous description. But have you seen a flag? Have you seen an American flag in the crowd? An unexpected American accent amidst the supporters?
I've seen a lot of American flags in the crowd, which is, really, really exciting, especially for me and Brendan when we're walking around the field. just seeing that support. And, a lot of times, even after the games, when we walk out to our cars, there's a lot of fans that wait outside. And, to see sometimes Americans there that are waiting for us, we've had a couple of times that, me and Brendan come out last, and there's just a couple of Americans still waiting out there, to get our signatures or to say hello. And, it's really, really special when you can see Americans that are there, and to have that support, especially from, your country, and not only with the national team, but when you're playing for your club team, it goes a long way.
There are so many young Americans thriving at the moment. Gio Reyna, back from injury at Dortmund, becoming the first American this week to have 2 assists in a Champions League game. Yunus Musa, first American international to have a double assist in La Liga. And do you follow this news, these successes, with the World Cup in mind? How does it feel as a US player right now, not just to be hitting the form that you've dreamed about, but to see so many of your fellow teammates surging?
I watch most of the games that I can whenever there's an American playing, whatever league it is. I'm either checking my apps and seeing, how they played today. Did Gio get in? Did Yunus play today? How many, did he score? Did he assist? Whatever. Weston, watching that game when he plays against PSG. So yeah, I'm always watching football in general, and always keeping an eye out for the American guys. But, it's great to see them all having the success that they're having, especially, the younger guys. For Gio, it's exciting for him to come back from injury. I know it's been, rather challenging for him, but, that's part of the game, and he's dealt with it really well. And now for him to be back, he's worked hard to get what he deserves. And, for Yunus, I've said since day one that Yunus could play for majority of the teams in the world right now at his age. And to see him finally be able to play his position and do what he does, it's like, everyone is like, wow, Yunus is doing this, doing that. I'm like, he could have done this last year. He could have done it 2 years ago. It's like no surprise to me that he's doing that. So, yeah, I'm excited to see that for them.
It sounds like Tyler Adams has got his FOTMob alert set for all Americans, but it's a tiny portion of your peripheral vision now on that World Cup, and you're seeing these results, these, the impact, the delirious play, and just, is that starting to, World Cup 2022, starting to feel realer and realer for you, or is it all just club, week to week? World Cup couldn't be further away mentally.
Yeah, no, it still feels like ages away. Time is getting closer, but for some reason it feels like it's actually moving in the opposite direction, and it's getting further away because, you just don't have the time to even think about it. You have so many games that you have to focus on. You're doing preparation, you're doing video for, we're already focusing on Nottingham Forest, and I'm coming in and we're playing inter squad games, and you're always doing preparation for the next Premier League opponent. And with how physically demanding and mentally demanding the league is, you don't have a time to shut off. My days that I shut off, I'm playing golf, and when I'm playing golf, I'm not thinking about the World Cup. So yeah, my focus is on what I'm doing, obviously, here in Leeds, and how we can maximize that point, because by the time the World Cup rolls around, I want to make sure Leeds is in the best position possible for when we return.
Yeah, when Tyler Adams is playing golf, he's solely thinking about how he can take down Walker Zimmerman in match play.
Yeah, that's easy.
Subscribe here for more Men in Blazers videos and courage.